Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to learn how we can create a chat application in Laravel without using WebSocket, Pusher or Echo. We are only going to use SSE, which stands for Server Sent Event. So, as you guys can see, I created this chat application in my Laravel project where you can select the users and you can send a message. Now for this example, in this browser I am logged in as a user 1, and in another browser I am logged in as an admin. For example, if the admin wants to send a message to user 1, he will just click the name of the user 1 and it will load all the previous messages between user 1 and admin. As you guys can see, it will also load the images as well, and I can send a message also. For example, hi. Now if I go to this browser and click the admin, as you guys can see, I got the message. But if I want to send another message from the user 1 to the admin, for example, please subscribe to the channel, enter and go to this, I got the message. I can also upload the image. If I click the upload image button and select an image, for example this image, and click open, now the image has been sent. If I come to this browser, as you guys can see, I received the message. So let's go and see how we can build this. Let's open our VS Code. So let's start by creating our model first. For that, I will open my terminal and type PHP artisan make model and give it a name of chat. Then I will say create migration and controller as well. So enter. It has been created. Now I will create my first route. So for that, I will type route : gate and give it a name of communications. Then I want to go to chats controller : class, and then inside there I will create a new method with the name of index. And also I want to protect this route with the auth middleware. So middleware auth, and let's go to inside our chats controller. In here, let's create our method by typing public function index. In here, first thing that I will do is create a new variable with the name of user and assign it the user's model, and I will select only ID and name because I don't need any others, and gate. Now let's return a view. So I will create a new folder with the name of chat, and inside that folder I will create a file with the name of index. Then after that I will send my users table. So in here, users. Now let's go and create our index file. So I will go to my resources, views, and in here I will create a new file with a folder chat, and inside that index.blade.php. The file has been created. Now I will pause the video and paste the code for style and HTML which I already prepared, and I will continue back. Okay, so I added the code, I added the styles as you guys can see, and also the HTML part. In here I just looked through all my users variable to get the username and their profile pictures, and when the user click on the user's picture, it will show the chat of that user. So these functions I will create later. So let's go to our browser, and if I scroll down to chat, so as you guys can see, this form, this users list, all of them has been created. Now let's go and create our send function. So for that, I have to, first of all, I have to create my migration file. So let's go and to our database, migrations, and the newly created migration. Now let's add the fields. Okay, I have added one column for date and time to store the message time, then send by which user send the message to which user sent to, and the actual message. In here I have another the type of the message, which what it should be, text or an attachment, which I can use to send the images, and also it's received. Is the users received the message or not yet? So this is done. Now let's run our migration by typing php artisan migrate and enter. Okay, the migration is done. Now let's create our send message function. So let's go down, and in here I will create a new section with a scrape, and in this section now scrape. So in here I will just create an AJAX to send the message. So let's pause again. Let's add. Okay, so this is my function that sends the message in here, and in here I will just in the data part I will just send the CSRF token message and the user ID. So let's create this variable as well, where user ID by default it should be null, and when the user click on the profile it should change the user. So let's create the select user as well. So let's scroll down. In here let's paste our function. So this is our function select user, which we get the user ID as a parameter, then remove the active class and add active class to the selected user, and set our user ID variable to the user ID that we get from the click. Now let's go and create our this route. So let's go to our web.php. In here I will create a new route with the post and send message. Also again I will go to chats controller class, and in there I will create a new method with the name of send message. Let's go and create our method. So let's type public function send message and request $request. Now in here I will create a new variable with the name of item, and I will save my chats in this. So let's add this. So let's pause the video to make this video shorter. So in here I have added the messages, my message method. I set that the date time to now, and send by to current user, and the send to request user, which we get from the AJAX from the here. So this is the send message method. Now let's go back to our index.play.php and create our add message to board in here. So when the user click the send message method, it should first save it to database, then in the success method it should add our message back to the board. So let's go and create this function as well, then we will test it in the browser. So function and message, add message to board. Now I will pause one more time. So this is my add message to board, which will append the message to the message board. First of all, it will check that if the send by is equal to current user ID, so it will append the message to the right side of the board. Otherwise it will append as a to the left side of the board, which indicate it is received message. And also I have created one more function to check the type of the message, if it's normal text or an attachment. If it's normal text, it will just return the message, otherwise it will show it as an image. Now let's go to our browser and test up to here everything that we have built. So let's go, let's refresh in here, let's select user. Okay, it's getting selected. Let's send a message, for example hello, and enter. Okay, enter is not working now. Let's click the send button. Okay, as you guys can see, the message has been sent. Or if, for example, if I type here subscribe, send, it's sent. So up to now everything is working, just we have to create one more event listener. So when the user it enters, it should send the message. The user should not always click the send button. So let's see, create that one also. So let's add that code in here. So this is the code to send the message. I added an event listener on message input, and when the user press the enter key, which is the code is 13, it will call the send message functions. Let's try this. Let's refresh. Hello, enter. Okay, we have not selected the users. Let's try again. Yeah, as you guys can see, we got our message. Now, another thing that when I click on this user, previously you guys noticed that I sent 2-3 more messages, but when I click now, I don't get the old messages. I just it's showing the one message in here, doesn't matter in which user I click. So let's create that function as well, that when I select the user, it should remove everything from here and fetch all the messages between this the logged in user and the selected user. Let's see how we can build this. So for that, after my select user function, I will create another function with the name of get chat history, and inside get chat history I will call the function to get all the chat history between these two users. And now let's go and create this route for this AJAX. So I will go to my web.php, and in here I will create route get communication history, and I will go to my chat controller class. In there I will create a new method with the name of get chat history. Now let's go and create this method. So in the down, let's type public function get chat history and request $request, and inside that get chat history I created this query to get all the messages between this user with the sender. So for this I have to also create my relationships in the chat model. So for that I have to let's go to chat model and create our relationships between chat and users. So first of all, public function sender, and inside this I will say return $this belongs to user class, and the foreign key is sent by. Let's create one more relationship. So by typing public function receiver, and for this again return this belongs to user class, and this time the foreign key is sent by. Okay, now let's go to our browser and test our code. Okay, but before that let's call our get chat history inside our select user. So when the user selects another user, it should execute this function. So now let's go to our browser, refresh our page. Okay, I'm logged in as an admin, and if I select the user 1, as you guys can see, I got all my previous messages. So this is the way. Now here I have one problem. For example, if some hacker here type a malicious code and click send, it will go, and when the user enters here, it will display like this. So I want to sanitize my text messages as well, so I don't get any error or I don't face any cross-site scribbling attack. So let's go to our controller, chats controller, and in here that I save the messages. In here I will type and put my request message inside this. So now if I go to browser and click here, as you guys can see, I get the JavaScript code as a text. Even if I type here another message and send it, I will get it as a text. So this is how we can sanitize our messages. Now another thing that I want to do is to upload an image when the user click the upload image. So let's go and create that function. So let's go to our VS Code, and in here let's create our function for uploading an image. So in here I will paste my code. I have created an event listener on image upload, where it sees if the image is uploaded, then it will create a form data and we will append the image. Then we will use AJAX to send the image to the server. So let's go and create this route as well. Let's go to our web.php, and in here let's type this one as well, route post. Again inside my chat controller ::class, and I will create a new method with the name of upload image. Now let's go and create this method. Let's go in the down, public function. Okay, so I added the method. So first of all, I will check for I will added the validation which will check it should be image, and the max size should be 1 MB, and the format should be JPEG, PNG or GIF. It will not accept other formats. And in here also I will check if it has an image, then it will get the image, the file, then get the original extension, and it will save to my public path communication folder image path. Then after that I will just save the image path in my database, just same like a message, except this time the message type is attachment. So I should know in the here when the user gets the image, if the attachment type is attachment, it should show the image. So this part is done. Now let's go to our browser and upload an image. Let's click to user 1. Let's click upload, and let's select this image. Let's click open. So as you guys can see, it has been uploaded. So this is how we can send an image. Okay, so up to now everything is done. We can select our users, we can send a message, we can upload an image, we can send also an image, and we can see our sent messages, but we have not created the received part. For example, if I open a new browser in here and go to my project, let's log in as an user 1. And let's go to chat. In here, if I select an admin, I can get the messages when I click it. But when the admin sends, or this user sends a message to the admin, we cannot receive it. For example, let's say I will type here test1 and send it to admin. So send, it's send. But if I come to my admin browser, as you guys can see, I did not receive the message. So let's see how we can build this. For this, I will use SSE, which stands for server sent messages. It's best option if you don't have any access to WebSockets in a shared hosting. So that's the reason I'm using SSE, because my project, I will upload this project on a shared hosting and I cannot create a WebSockets. So let's create our SSE. Let's go to our browser, let's go to index, and in here let's create our function. So let's below this, let's create our function. Let's add the code. Okay, so first of all, I have created a new variable with the name of new message and assign it with a new event source, which we will create in a bit. And this is the user ID. At the beginning, I set it to 0. Then after that, I created this function with the name of setup event source. First of all, I will close any open connections, and also I will check if there is a user ID available. Also, again, close the any new connections. Then I will create a new connection with that newly selected user ID, and in here I will listen to the new messages that come from the server. So let's go and create the server side of this function as well. So for SSE, this is the code, just this part. The rest is just conditions to close the connection and nothing else. So let's go and create this get new message route. So let's go to our web.php, and in here let's type route : get, and our route slash the user ID that we will send, so as a parameter. Now again, inside my chat controller, : class get new messages. Now let's go and create the controller as well. So let's go to down. In the down, in here I will type public function, my route name, method name. So in here I already added the method. First of all, I get all my chat where the send by is equal to user and send to is equal to logged in user. So I get my messages, and in here I will assign the header for my connections. Then after that, if the message is available, so I will add the message inside my event data and send it as an echo, and I will encode it also. Then I will mark that message as a received. If the message is not available, I will just send a heartbeat to keep the connection alive. If there is nothing, the connection will be lost, so we have to reconnect, or the user have to refresh his page again and again. So that's why I am sending just an empty string to keep the connection alive. So this is how we create the SSE in the server side. Just that much code, this part and this part with the data and the headers. So as you guys can see, it's very simple than WebSockets to create. So now let's go to our browsers. Let's refresh this. Let's go here as well. Okay, here I am logged in as a admin, and I will select the user one. Then in another browser, I will select the admin. So in here, let's type a message. For example, please subscribe to the channel. Enter send. Now let's go here. As you guys can see, I got the message. Now I can reply him also. Okay, I just subscribe. Now send. Now let's go back. Okay, I got. Now same thing we can do with the image. For example, if I send this image, open, it's sent. Now let's see here. As you guys can see, I got the message over my admin browser. So hope you guys enjoyed the video and like it. If you guys have any questions, write it down in the comment, and don't forget to press the subscribe and like button. See you guys in the next video.